Have you ever wondered how electricity is transferred from the main source to your house? Is there a process? Hello, learners! I am Teacher Juliet F. Tumingog, your companion in discovering how generation, transmission, and distribution of electrical energy from power plants to home happen. Are you ready? Join me then as we continue to explore, discover, and experience what Science 9 has to offer this fourth quarter. Find a comfortable place, get your pen, answer sheet, and snacks. Now, let's be energized and have fun. When you put on the switch, light is produced. Is that magic? Before we continue, we should remember our objectives.
1. Enumerate and describe the common types of hydropower plants. 2. Explain how electrical energy is generated, transmitted, and distributed. 3. Create your own model to show how electrical energy is generated, transmitted, and distributed. Now, let's test your knowledge about our topic. Read each question carefully and choose the letter of the correct answer. Write your answers in your answer sheet. You are given 1 minute for each item. Time starts now. Number 1. In which of the following units is electrical consumption measured by electric companies for our household consumption? A. Kilowatt. B. Kilowatt hour. C. Megawatt. D. Volt. Number 2. Which of the following is measured in power stations generating electricity? A. Joule. B. Gigajoule. C. Kilowatt. D. Megawatt. Number 3. Why do power stations generate AC, alternating current, and not DC, direct current? A. It is easier to generate, safer, and more economical to transmit AC than DC. B. AC is used in mobile devices and gadgets. C. AC is more efficient and economical. D. Transformers work with AC. Number 4. The transformers are used to raise the voltage along substations and lower it for residential consumption. What kind of transformer is used to raise the voltage? A. Step up. B. Step down. C. Neither of the two. D. Both. Number 5. Shane turned on a lamp in her room. Which of the following is the correct path of electrical power that can be traced back to the source? A. Power plant to transmission substations, to distribution substations, and to residences. B. Transmission substations, to power plants, to residences, and to distribution substations. C. Residences, to distribution substations, to the power plants, to transmission substations. D. Distribution substations, to transmission substations, to power plants, and to residences. Number 6. Who among the following scientists discovered the relationship between electricity and magnetism? A. Michael Faraday. B. Alessandro Volta. C. Andre Marie Ampere. D. Hans Christian Ørsted.
Number 7. You made an electric motor in school. When you tested it using 4 dry cells, the armature turned very fast. What should you do to make it turn slower? A. Use a bigger magnet. B. Remove one of the dry cells. C. Increase the number of turns in the coil of wire. D. Decrease the distance between the magnetic poles.
Number 8. What energy transformation takes place in a generator? A. Heat to mechanical. B. Electrical to mechanical. C. Mechanical to electrical. And D. Chemical to mechanical. none. In which case will electric current be induced in a coil of wire? A. When it is connected to a galvanometer. B. When a magnetic compass is held beside it. C. When a magnet is held stationary inside a coil. D. When a magnet is rapidly inserted into and out of the coil. 10. What company is in charge of the electrical energy distribution in Mountain Province? A. Electrcal. B. Meralco. C. Novelco. D. Mopreco. 11. What is the most common type of hydropower plant in the Philippines? A. Diversion. B. Impoundment. C. Pump storage. D. Diversion and impoundment. Number 12. During this process, the heat is produced in the reactor core that is used to boil water into steam, which turns the blades of a steam turbine. A. Nuclear fusion. B. Nuclear fission. C. Nuclear power plant. And D. All of the above. Number 13. Which of the following type of hydropower plant works like a battery, storing the electricity generated by other power sources like solar, wind, and nuclear for later use? A. Diversion. B. Impoundment. C. Pump storage. D. Diversion and impoundment. 14. A type of hydropower plant, sometimes called runoff river, facility channels a portion of the river through a canal or petstock. It may not require the use of a dam. A. Diversion. B. Impoundment. C. Pump storage. D. Diversion and impoundment. Number 15. Turbines catch the wind's energy with their propeller-like blades, which act much like an airplane wing. What type of electric energy generation is this? A. Nuclear power plant. B. Geothermal energy. C. Hydropower plant. And D. Wind power. Now, let's check your answers. Number 1, B. Number 2, D. Number 3, A. Number 4, A. Number 5, A. Number 6, A. Number 7, B. Number 8, C. 9, D. 10, C. 11, B. 12, B. 13, C. 14, A. And 15, D. Now, if your score is 14 to 15, you're good. You're still encouraged to go through it. If your score is 11 to 13, good. Go over the items that you find difficult and then you may proceed to the lessons in this module that you don't understand. 0 to 10, don't worry about your score. Read this module. This time, using your prior knowledge, let's brainstorm. Describe how electricity reaches your home. You may answer already. X inside the box and write the left words from the top to
turbine or penstock. It may not require the use of a dam. The movement of the river provides a constant supply of electricity. Electricity is produced by releasing water from the tank through a turbine and activates the generator. It can provide sufficient storage capacity to operate independently by hydrological flow for several weeks or even months. Example is your Ambangan mini hydropower in Ifugao. And the third type is the hydropower storage. It works like a battery, storing electricity generated by other power sources like solar, wind, and nuclear for later use. The hydropower pump storage during daytime, water flows downhill through turbines, producing electricity. Nighttime, water pump uphill to reservoir for tomorrow's use. So here, water can be reused to produce hydroelectric power. How? By pumping water that has already flowed through the turbines back up a storage pool above the power plant. The water is then allowed to flow back through the turbine generators at times when demand is high and heavy load is placed on the system. For example, here in Bontoc, especially during summertime, we consume much electricity at home and in establishments because of the use of electric fans and computers. How does a turbine and generator produce electricity? As to how this generator works, the Corps of Engineers explains it this way. So a hydraulic turbine converts the energy of flowing water into mechanical energy. A hydroelectric generator converts this mechanical energy into electricity. The operation of a generator is based on the principles discovered by Michael Faraday. He found that when a magnet is moved past a conductor, it causes electricity to flow. In a large generator, electromagnets are made by circulating direct current through loops of wire wound around stacks of magnetic steel laminations. These are called field poles and are mounted on the perimeter of the rotor. The rotor is attached to the turbine shaft, rotates at a fixed speed. When the rotor turns, it causes the field pole to move past the conductors mounted in the this in turn adds voltage to develop at a generator output terminal. Again, hydroelectric power plant captures the energy of falling water to generate electricity. The windmill. The windmill is a mill that converts the energy of wind into rotational energy by means of vanes called sails or blades. Most wind turbines consist of 3 blades mounted to a tower made from the tubular steel. The tower allows the turbine to take advantage of faster wind speeds found at a higher altitude. Turbines catch the wind energy with their propeller-like blades, which act much like an airplane wing. The example is the Borcos Wind Farm in Ilocos Norte. Another is geothermal power plant, which uses the heat produced in the Earth's interior. The main advantages are that it is not depending on weather conditions and has very high capacity factors. Example here is the
Tiwi geothermal plant in Tiwi, Albay. Another is the coal-fired power plant, which uses the combustion of coal in order to generate electricity. Example is the Wk6-7 power plant in Mauban, Quezon. Nuclear power plant. The nuclear power plant is a thermal power station in which heat source is nuclear reactor. Nuclear power comes from nuclear fusion. Example is the Bataan nuclear power plant in the Philippines. Another one is the solar panels. The solar panels convert the sun's energy to electrical energy. Why is daytime brighter and warmer than nighttime? The answer is simple, because of solar energy. We have ways to harness the sun's energy. Number 1, the photovoltaic cells. The photovoltaic cells absorbs light and converts it directly to electricity. Do you have solar calculator or watch? These items are powered by photovoltaic cells. A group of photovoltaic cells is known as solar panel. You may have seen solar panels on houses, on the roads. Like here in Tondo, at the Chico Carayan Bridge, we have solar panels. People who have solar panels on their homes pay less electricity because they produce some electricity on their home. Number 2, the solar thermal technology. Heat from the sun is used to make hot water or steam. And the third one is passive solar heating. This can be as simple as letting the sun shine through windows to heat the inside of the building. So here is a flowchart. Generation and transmission are owned and operated by National Power Corporation, while the distribution it is managed and operated by private distribution facility or electric cooperative. Here in Mountain Province, we have the MOPRECO or the Mountain Province Electric Cooperative, who are responsible to distribute the electricity to our houses. So we are the consumers. Power distribution system. Electrical energy is generated at the power station, also referred to as power plant, a huge generator. Go to the transmission line, which is a long conductor specially designed to carry huge amount of power at very high voltage to the substation. Next, it will go to the transmission station. In the transmission station, they uses large transformer to step up voltage from the power plant. After which, it will go to the distribution substation, which uses a smaller transformer to step down high voltage so it can be sent through distribution poles. Next, it will go to the distribution pole. So a small transformer mounted on a distribution pole further reduces the voltage to 110 to 20 volts. Which it will go to the service drop wire. The service drop wire provides path or power from the distribution pole to the house or to the consumer. Next, house, the control panel distributes power through wires in the walls and through meter that measures the amount of electrical energy. After the control panel, we have lastly, if we plug in our appliances, we complete the circuit from the power plant, thereby making our appliances work and our lights on.
Were you able to follow through our discovery of how generation, transmission, and distribution of electrical energy from power plants to your homes? I hope you did. If you have clarifications about our topic, feel free to send a message. I will be very glad to assist you. For you to be able to master the objectives stated earlier, let's do the following activities.
Based on the picture presented, how is electrical energy generated, transmitted, and distributed to local areas? Answer in 5 to 6 sentences. Write your answer on your answer sheet. You are given 3 minutes. You may start now.
You're doing great, learners. This time, let's see if you're able to grasp the lesson properly. If you are able to grasp the lesson properly, complete the paragraph by supplying the missing terms. The time starts now.
Given a paragraph in the next slide, supply the missing terms using the words in the bowl of knowledge. Bowl of knowledge are the following: households, wind, nuclear, geothermal, hydropower, territory, power, substation, transmission, generated. Direction. Supply the missing terms using the words in the bowl of knowledge. After electrical power is blank, it is transmitted over distances using blank lines. Transmission lines are constructed between transmission blanks located at electric generating stations. These blanks then carried through lines to the distribution systems located in the local service blanks. The generation of electrical power are from different sources. These are blank, 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 and blank, and then transmitted and distributed to different blank. In number 6, 7, 8, 9, you may answer in any order. electrical power is generated, it is transmitted over distances using distribution lines. Transmission lines are constructed between transmission substations located at electric generating stations. This transmission is then carried through lines to the distribution systems located in the local service territory. The generation of electrical power are from different sources. These are hydropower plant, nuclear, geothermal, wind power, then transmitted and distributed to different households.
Can you still remember the Chinese proverb you have heard in your English subject? Tell me, and I'll forget. Show me, and I may remember. Involve me, and I'll understand. Let us then apply what we have learned in a creative manner. Use the activity entitled Designer's Choice. Make or create your own model on how electrical energy is generated, transmitted, and distributed using available materials at home. Recycled materials are much appreciated. The dimension of your project is 16 inches by 16 inches. Please be guided on a given criteria and picture presented.
Here are the rubric for rating diorama. We have here the creativity. Score is 10 if the project displays 8 and above recycled unique materials. 8 if the project displays 6 to 7 recycled unique materials. 6 if the project displays 4 to 5 recycled unique materials. And 4 if the project displays 3 and below recycled unique materials. Next, content facts. 10 if the 3 processes are present and the connection is correct. 8 if the 3 processes are present but one is not connected. 6 if the 3 processes are present but the processes are not connected. And then 4 if the 3 processes are present but there is no connection at all. Another category is the style and organization. Score is 10 if the 3 processes are organized and follow the dimension. 8 if one involved process interchanged to the other but followed the dimension. 6 if 2 involved processes interchanged and did not follow the dimension. 4 if the 3 processes are not organized and did not follow the dimension. Next category, images and models. 10 if 7 and above models or images are present. 8 if 6 models or images are present. 6 if 5 models or images are present. assess how much you understood the contents in the discussion part of this module. Okay, number 1, Shane turned on a lamp in her room. Which of the following is the correct path of electrical power that can be traced back to the source? A. Power plant to transmission substation, to the distribution substation, and to the residences. D. Transmission substation to power plants to residences and to the distribution substation. C. From the residences to the distribution substation to the power plant and to transmission substation. D. Distribution substation to transmission substation to the power plant and to the residences. Number 2, transformers are used to raise the voltage along substations and lower it for residential consumption. What kind of transformer is used to raise the voltage? A. Step up. B. Step down. C. Neither of the two. D. Both. Number 3. In which of the following units is electrical consumption measured by electric companies for our household consumption? A. Kilowatt. B. Kilowatt-hour. C. Megawatt. D. Volt. Why do power stations generate AC and not DC? A. It is easier to generate, safer, and more economical to transmit AC than DC. B. AC is used in mobile devices and gadgets. C. AC is more efficient and economical. D. Transformers work with AC. You made an electric motor in school. When you tested it by using 4 dry cells, the armature turned very fast. What should you do to make it turn slower? A. Use a bigger magnet. B. Remove one of the dry cells. C. Increase the number of turns in the coil of wire. And D. Decrease the distance between the magnetic poles. Number 7. What energy transformation takes place in a generator? A. Heat to mechanical. B. Electrical to mechanical. C. Mechanical to electrical. And D. Chemical to mechanical. Number 8. Who among the following scientists discovered the relationship between electricity and magnetism? A. Michael Faraday. B. Alessandro Volta. C. Andre Marie Ampere. D. Hans Christian Ørsted. Number 9. Turbines catch the wind's energy with their propeller like blades, which act much like an airplane wing. What type of electric energy generation is this? A. Nuclear power plant. B. Geothermal energy. C. hydropower plant? D. Wind power. Number 10. Which of the following type of hydropower that works like a battery, storing the electricity generated by the other power sources like solar, wind, and nuclear for later use? A. Diversion. B. Fountain. C. Pump storage. D. Diversion and impoundment. Number 11. During this process, the heat is produced in the reactor, which turns the blades of a steam turbine. A. Number 11. During this process, the heat is produced in the reactor, or that is used to boil water into steam, which turns the blades of a steam turbine. A. Nuclear fusion. B. Nuclear fission. C. Nuclear power plant. D. All of the above. Number 12. A type of hydropower plant, sometimes called runoff facility, channels a portion of a river through a canal or penstock. May not require the use of a dam. A. Diversion. B. Impoundment. C. Pump storage. D. Diversion and impoundment. Number 13. What company is in charge of the electrical energy distribution in Mountain Province? A. Kayango. B. Meralco. C. Montego. D. Novelco. Number 14. What is the most common type of hydropower plant in the Philippines? A. Diversion. B. Fountain. C. Pump storage. D. Diversion and impoundment. Lastly, 15. In which case will electric current be induced in a coil of wire? A. When it is connected to a galvanometer. B. When a magnetic compass is held beside it. C. When a magnet is held stationary inside the coil. And D. When a magnet is rapidly inserted into and out of the coil.
You have reached the last part of